Dawn, where's the snooze button?
Freddie, it's time to get up. We got a show to do. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Hang tight, guys. Pressing the snooze one more time.
And it's time to do a show.
Morning time. Good morning, South Florida.
And welcome to the Brooklyn Cafe Morning Show.
Grab your coffee as we brew up the talk of the day.
From the latest scoop around town,
To feel-good stories and messages of hope.
a few jokes and live calling,
Highlighting local businesses.
discussing hot trends and news stories.
A dash of feel-good nostalgia.
I love those morning cartoons.
Keeping up with upcoming events.
Sometimes trying and delicious foods.
Weekly horoscope updates.
An occasional flying duck.
Some sparkle dust.
Don't forget my bell.
And my wand.
With our brew crew laughing on set.
So grab your coffee, your bagel, donut, or any breakfast as we get you up and ready for the rest of your day.
And don't leave us hanging. Give us a follow. Comment live or call right into the show at 888-994-4995 Studio B.
Whether it's a tip of the day or just to say good morning, we'd love to hear from you.
From Amp Media Production Studio, it's
The Brooklyn Cafe Morning Show.
Dawn, where's the snooze button?
Freddie, it's time to get up. We got a show to do. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Hang tight, guys. Pressing the snooze one more time.
And it's time to do a show.
Morning time, snooze button.
Welcome to the morning show. Happy Cinco de Mayo.
May 5th.
You ever see when you wake up and you hit the snooze button
And again.
again and again and again?
That was our morning show?
That's what Karen does.
That's what my mornings are like. 1, 2.
Carrie's on the board, so
3.
she's hitting the Cinco de Mayo button a few times.
Cinco de Mayo. Happy birthday to my daughter Chelsea.
Yes, happy birthday. All of 20.
31 today.
Wow.
I know.
She's 15.
31. And I said to her last night, I said, I can't believe 31 years ago tonight, I was delirious in labor. We had already hit, I don't know, by that point, a good 20
I don't know
hours.
about the
I
labor
don't
part,
even
but
know.
delirious is like.
Delirious labor. I was already in 20 hours of labor at that point last night. It was 23 hours of labor with
You
her.
remember the fun times?
All I remember is screaming, how come no one came to visit me? And Chuck says, but they were all there. All these people came. He says, yeah, I was delirious in pain and then I had a C-section. 23 hours. The doctor's like, nope, no, we're going to do a section. 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, you say did that. Otherwise, you would have still been there.
That's what I told her. I said, you'd still be inside.
Should be 30 years of age. You're going to school inside you.
And she says, I know things don't change much. She'd still be there. So happy birthday to you. May you have a beautiful, wonderful year. A lot of changes for her this year.
I know this. She's going to, yet to come, as they say. Happy birthday to Michelle. I don't know
Your
how
ex.
old she is, but she's old.
Younger than you?
Yes.
Okay.
No,
Your age?
I think she's a year older.
Ooh,
I think so. I'm not sure. I'm not quite
You have
sure.
to ask
But
your
anyway.
boys.
Just happy
Cinco de
birthday.
Mayo, so I think we should celebrate. We need that. So that song in honor of Cinco de Mayo is called Taco Taco.
That was the very first song that we produced on CD Baby
How you like that?
when Slick was here.
So I think we should get some Mexican food today. Can you eat Mexican food?
No.
No.
That's rice and beans.
Rice and beans, chips, guac, salsa,
And that-
tequila. We can get you a margarita.
That bean thing, that dip bean.
That 7-layer bean dip.
Yeah, what is that?
It's always a good Super Bowl party where they layer the guac and the beans, salsa.
No. It's like a
cheese.
paste. It's like a bean.
Oh, refried beans.
Yeah.
Can you eat that?
No. Yeah, probably.
You
Who
probably
knows?
could have that.
Who knows? I don't know what I can eat anymore. And my sugar goes up and down like craziness. It goes up, it goes down. It goes down, it goes up.
I don't know. All I can tell you, though, is we were, I don't want to say warned, we were given notice that today is a lunar eclipse? A moon
Lunar.
eclipse.
Or something eclipse.
It's an eclipse today. Full moon, full eclipse. It's Friday. And informed that it was going to be a very emotional build-up till today.
Not like
And it's an eclipse
not
of
like
truth.
this. Not like this.
But
This is
I
not
gotta
emotional.
tell you,
This is
yesterday,
crazy.
oh my goodness, talk about truths. We got a lot of old friends coming back to work with us, which is really nice to see, is all I can say.
All I can say is that holy smokes.
It's been a day, right?
Yesterday was unbelievable.
And they say today is going to be the day of truth. So whatever that means to you,
As
day of
opposed to days of a lie.
let
the
me ask
days
you a
of
question about
our
that. Is not telling someone something still a lie?
Well, according to insurance errors and omission, if you don't tell somebody the truth, it's a lie.
Well, not a truth. What
And
if
they-
you
they
just
put
don't-
insurance against
What if
it.
you just don't have the conversation? What if you just don't say anything? Is that a lie?
Yes.
It's
if they
a
don't ask
secret.
you and you keep it from them, it's a lie.
It's considered a secret, isn't it?
I don't know.
Not a secret.
Yeah, because you're,
You're holding
keeping
back
it
the
to
truth.
yourself.
Is a secret a lie?
Yes.
A secret's a lie.
Yeah.
Why? What
Because you're not
determines
telling
a
the
secret's a
truth.
lie?
Because you're not telling the truth.
Chelsea,
It depends. Like if you're keeping us, like it's a surprise party. Like that's not a lie.
surprise party.
That's not a lie. You're not lying to somebody in that way. But like if
You are lying to the person that doesn't know about the party.
it's more of like you said, oh, we're gonna go to X, Y, and Z, then we're gonna go to your house. They don't.
It's
like,
a white lie.
the
That's what you're talking about.
A little, maybe.
It's a lie
But a
in the
surprise
betterment of
party
somebody.
doesn't count because you're trying to do something
It's
bad for the
something good,
betterment of
something
someone.
It's for the betterment, a white lie, but it's still a lie.
It's-
You're not
it-
telling the truth.
I feel like it depends if it's gonna hurt the person. If it's not, then it's just like
Well, so the definition of a lie is whether or not it hurts you?
kind of.
Okay.
Maybe. Karen, what do you think? We got to get another mic over here. You guys are sharing. There should be another mic hooked in there.
Oh, yes.
Just got to check your sound. What do you think? If you don't tell someone something, is that
It's a lie.
considered a lie?
Yeah.
Really? It's just not a truth?
It's okay.
Is
you
there a
know.
thing such as a half-truth?
There are times that you have to protect the innocent.
So then it doesn't count as a lie. If it's protection, does it?
It is a lie, but it's not a, it's a white lie.
Versus a black lie?
I'll give you an
Or blue
example.
lie?
Somebody asks you, how old are you? Or your conversation of how old you are comes up. And you say, oh, I'm in my 40s. Is
Lie.
that a lie?
Lie.
I'm in my 50s.
Truth?
And if they say, okay, but how old are you? And you give a generalized answer, is that a white lie?
Yes, but
Are you denying the truth?
I'll tell the truth. I don't mind that. That one I don't mind at all.
If you walk a path towards truth and you change the path, is that a lie? It's really simple.
What do you mean?
Okay, I'm gonna walk towards my bell.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm at my bell. And if I go like this and I go this way towards your ring and say, yes, I have a bell, is this a lie? Because I'm here.
Yeah, because you're on my ring. But no, you have a bell.
There's a path to truth. And if you lie about it, it's a lie.
You know, they say the truth shall set you free. Do you think that's true?
Yes, I do believe that everything
No.
that is hidden comes to life one way or another in our lifetime. Like it doesn't happen right away, but throughout our lifetime, like I've heard, elderly people who get dementia or Alzheimer's, they start reminiscing things from their childhood that they just kept behind or like in their adulthood. So I don't know. But I was gonna ask Freddie like something
Why,
that
if I have dementia? Thank
no,
you.
no,
Or
no.
you tell the truth?
Something that the Spanish people do is like, I'll be there in 5 minutes, but they're really 15 minutes away.
Yes, Latinos tend to exaggerate the truth.
Like he tells me I'm at the light. He doesn't tell me what light. He's at a light somewhere between his house and the studio.
Yeah, but I'm telling you the truth. I'm at a light. It's the same thing with the
I'm at
bell.
the light, so I can assume he's either here or I usually assume you're near your house.
Yeah,
the light.
But it's still the truth.
Exactly.
It's not a lie. It's the exaggerated truth. Also in sales, when you're trying to know, you're a salesman. When you're doing a sale, and people want to know if it does everything that you say it does all the time.
Well, there's small white lies. Like it's more like, so my thing is like, you do get a free vacation, but when I point it out to you, in very small fonts it says you are required to pay the taxes and fees. If they never ask me the question,
You're
I
not
never
gonna
have
get
to
it.
answer it. Like I say, it's a free vacation. They pay for it. You
But
just have
it's
to.
not a free vacation.
It is
You
a
gotta
free
pay
vacation.
taxes and
And
fees.
Not
fees,
if
but
you
like
have
they
to
pay
pay
for
the taxes and fees.
But
It's a sort of free.
But the vacation in general, they pay for it. It's just the taxes and fees they don't pay.
It's
the
like when you
extra.
see those game shows when they win a car, when
the
they win
taxes.
anything, they got to pay the tax on that stuff. You can't afford the tax on the new car. You got to pay them like $5,000. That car goes right back to the warehouse, and they give you a settlement. So if the car is worth $30,000, they'll give you a settlement. Usually, it's 1/3 of the price. They'll give you $10,000, and then you pay tax on that.
You know what they say, that the truth shall set you free. If you don't find telling the truth, if you hold it up, or you really want to have a conversation with someone, either you're too tired, you don't know what the reaction's going to be,
Are you afraid to hurt people?
but when you finally here's the thing, when you finally have that conversation, you feel great, but then it's like you vomited your situation all over the other people's shoes, and then it's up for them to clear it up. But the person who let it go, they feel good. I'm good. I told you how I feel. And you leave that other person feeling
So if you're
crappy.
wearing a dress that
Don't
doesn't
vomit all over
quite
my dress,
fit,
please.
or somebody's wearing a skirt that doesn't fit, or a guy is wearing a hat that just looks really bad, do you lie and say, "Oh man, you look like $1 million"?
Or you don't say anything. Or you say, yeah.
Or what
you
if
look
they
great.
say, "How do I look today?" What
Do
do
I
you
look,
say?
oh, the best one is, did your wife ever say, do I look fat in this?
Yeah, how do you answer that? Absolutely
Have you
not.
seen the episode of Friends where it's just like it's immediately no, you look great. Like it's just an immediate, just like you just know
No.
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 No, it's immediately.
I mean,
Like,
how do you
like
answer?
you can't even think about it. Like
But
it's,
how do you answer a woman, "Am I fat?" And
No.
You can never say
Do I look
yes.
fat in this?
no.
Absolutely not.
And you're like, maybe you want to change. Have you ever asked your wife, wanted someone to change? Like, maybe you should wear this dress instead of that.
I have.
It might be more appropriate.
I have.
How's that going?
I told you what happened with Michelle. I didn't like the way she dressed, so I started bringing clothes in. So I would leave 2 dresses on with the shoes and everything else. It's okay, we got a gig tonight. Wear the red one, wear the blue one, but wear one of these. It worked out really good until it didn't.
Karen, you ever had that?
Where someone had me.
Like your husband said, I really don't like that outfit. You should change.
Oh yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
I was.
Did you
married-
change?
Yeah, I had to. I was married to a Cuban.
Oh, see, if he ever said to me, I don't like outfit, you should change. You know what I do? Put on higher heels and another piece of jewelry, and out we go.
You're just rebellious.
Yes.
I've learned that if I go that way and you go this way, no matter what happens, we're going to end up going this way.
I used to have this great, very Rita Moreno skirt, long white with ruffles and a ruffle crop top.
I've seen that
And
one.
these high shoes with chains on them. And
I've
he
seen that.
hated that outfit. So you know what I did? I'd
You
wear
wore
it
it all
out to
the time.
cocktail parties on a Friday night to Bayside when we were dating because why not?
I love the boots with chains on them. I
He's
went,
like, I hate those chains. I'm like, I like them.
I went to a shoe store, something West,
9 West?
9 West, in Manhattan. And I took I took Michelle, and she tried on a pair of boots, and they were very expensive. And it was her birthday was coming. It was like May 4th I took her. So I said, listen, if we ever have money, I'll get them for you. So I went the next day and I bought them, and I brought them in. They had chains on them. They were so cool. Loved it. She
Did
never
she like
wore
them?
them.
Yeah, not me. You just told me in the other room. I will challenge most situations
What
because
is
I
wrong
can.
with you? But then you want people to be honest.
That's honest.
Well,
I don't do
being
it
a
like as a
rebel,
lie. I
being
do
a
it
rebel is not comfortable.
That's not really me a rebel. No.
Yes, you are.
I'm
Just
pretty
because
honest.
you're tiny doesn't mean you're not rebellious.
That's my sister.
No, your
Maybe
sister
when you're
is
small, you feel
dangerous.
like you have to just explode.
no,
for
no,
people to
no. Your
listen to you
sister
more.
is very dangerous.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's not what I'm talking about. Don't bring other people. Let's stay on you for a second. You're very, very rebellious.
But I'm very honest.
No, you're not honest. You're angry, and that ain't honest.
That's not true. I'm honest with
You're
people.
an angry little woman.
No, I'm not angry. I'm honest with people, and if I feel a certain way at a certain point, I gotta tell you how I feel.
That's okay, as long as you can take how they feel back, which is not always a comfortable
Because then
conversation.
people want to fight, and I don't like to fight. So
But you're
sometimes I don't
creating
say
the fight.
anything. No, sometimes I just don't say anything. It
I-
depends on the situation. And it depends on what it is. If it's work, if it's someone's safety, if it's someone's emotional state. It depends. We had a lot of people in here yesterday crying.
It's
all
a
you
good-
can do-
for Mayo.
All you can do is sit and listen because there's nothing you can, because
It's not
they
true.
needed.
It's
Force
listen.
wasn't with them.
The
No.
fourth wasn't with them.
But we exchanged conversations, and at the end of the day, we came to an agreement. It isn't anybody's intention to
But
purposely
I had
hurt
more.
people.
When you were in another room, I had it again last night.
With who?
It's not important.
Well, you didn't tell me that.
Is that a lie? Or is
Yeah,
that just an omission of conversation?
that's a lie. I heard
Some things
situation
like-
last night.
It's like girl talk. You just don't want to share that information because you don't want to. It's like if your buddy said something to you in confidence, you wouldn't tell your wife, maybe. Or would you go,
Was that
listen,
a maybe, or why
I
would I
don't
tell
know, I
my
don't
wife
know.
about a conversation with a guy?
Exactly. If they said, Freddie, I got to tell you this in confidence, don't tell Michelle. Would you tell Michelle?
I would tell him, don't tell me.
Really? You would tell your wife everything?
No, because you're going to accuse me of when it gets out. Because if you're telling me, you're going to tell somebody else, and it gets out, they're going to blame me. Well, you're the only one I told. I'm the only one I told. I heard it from ding, 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 ding. So
Yeah.
how am I the only one
I
you
don't
told?
think that way. You guys think that way?
For like, if someone tells you not to tell you something, well, it kind of depends because I feel like people have like certain friends that they know like you're gonna tell them. Like if I had like if X told me don't say this to anybody, but they don't know this is that friend group, but that friend group doesn't know I need like to go through it, then I'll tell them like this is what happened. How would you explain it? But they're never gonna interact, and that's never going to affect that person when I'm saying that. You know what I'm saying?
You
So,
never
like,
ask them, why are you telling me if you don't want nobody to know?
well, there's probably a reason they're gonna explain it. So, like, for example, if you said like, oh, don't tell. If like someone tells you something, you're obviously gonna tell your significant other maybe if it doesn't affect them because it's just something between you and significant other. That's a trust you guys have. So for that trust, if you have the same trust with those two people, that's just not gonna affect anybody.
Now, don't you ever, like in my world, I know people say, don't tell him anything because he tells everybody. Then don't tell me. Or they'll go, I'm going to give you this information, but you can't tell nobody. And I go, then don't tell me.
I know you're pretty good about that. If someone tells you something
I
confident,
forget it.
you zip it
No,
up.
I forget it. I don't
Well, that's another
remember.
problem.
And then they bring it up to me and go, oh, did you tell me? I think you did tell me that. What do I care? You know, the bottom line is that there's too much stuff going on.
There's a lot of stuff
Too
going
much
on.
stuff. I don't got time for that right now. I got to worry about shows and look at what happened this morning. I got to do Kenny Love's elements.
lot
I
of
got to
people
do
out
Boston's
today.
elements. I got to do. There's a lot of stuff going on right now.
We got Mayora out today. Happy graduation to you. I think G-Man's coming in. He graduated last week. Elisa graduated yesterday, so she's out for 10 days. A lot of people are doing what they got to do.
So
So I'm glad you ladies are here. You were surrounded
they
by
haven't
the
graduated,
best of the
and
best.
she
graduated
forgot
a
what
long
school
time
she
ago.
went to.
What school did you go to, Karen?
I went to Kaiser University. That was my last. I was studying to become an
In
accountant.
Miami?
An accountant.
Yeah. I'm a I love math. I've always been good with numbers.
Oh man, I could give you a whole lot of things.
What's the
to do
square
then.
root of 81?
Square root of 81 is 9.
She's right.
Math is not my thing. You know why I think math is not my thing? Because I had a teacher in high school who I was just never great at math, but instead of teaching me math, she says to me, math is not your thing. You should never go into a sciences field or anything that involves critical thinking. And that has always stuck with me. Wow, I know, right?
Why
So
the
that-
hell would you even think that?
That's what she told me, and I think it just stuck with me. Maybe that's part of my trauma with numbers when I have to actually sit and do things like I did this week with you, and I asked you to sit next to me and help
But
me.
you did them.
But it makes me like go, what if I mess up? What if I do
No,
this? And
you're
I think
looking
it goes
at
back to that.
you're looking at the professor who told you that and the lyrical thinking crap.
It wasn't even professor, it was in high school. It's like what we talked about yesterday. A plus B equals C, but A does not equal C because somewhere in the middle there's this gray zone that you threw in an exponent or something.
No, I
and it
said A
changes.
equals C, and my philosophy teacher said, no, you're completely wrong. We argue for a day about it.
And that's about when she told me I wasn't good at math and I should not do anything in the sciences or math.
I took my Spanish professor from NYU, and I talked to her, and she said to me, you know, you are Latino, so your grade is not going to be based like everybody else.
Wow.
And I said, that's not fair. She said to me, well, that's the way it is. Take it or leave it. Take
Why?
another class. So I said, are you hating on me? And
I
sure
don't
enough,
understand.
I ended up dating her.
You sound like me.
I
Was
am
it
the
going to
only
be
professor.
better or worse? Because you're Latino.
No, it was gonna be like a C. I says, I didn't take this card to class to get a C. I know Spanish. I need an easy A.
Oh, you didn't tell me it was Spanish. See,
was
again, a
Spanish.
lie. A white lie. You had negated the conversation that it was Spanish.
People
was
in South
Spanish.
Florida, like all the Spanish kids take Spanish because it's required as just an easy A. But,
Easy A.
but even then, they don't really get the goodest grades because it's Spain Spanish, so it's like European Spanish, and they all have their own different
It's
version
like
of
Cuban
Spanish.
right?
It's
Cuban
dialect.
Spanish has been like all different dialects. So sometimes I'll be like, "Why aren't you passing?" They're like, "This is not Spanish. This is the colonizer Spanish. This is not our Spanish." It's like, okay, but they just
When-
do it for easy.
In
A.
high school, Mr. Katz, Jewish guy, teaching me Spanish, gave me a D. My mother came to school with me at DeWitt Clinton High School. She says, I don't care what you gave him. I just want, and she started to talk to him in Spanish. And he kept up with her until my mother started reeling it off. And he said to me, I get your point. You know, there are dialects, there are deliveries, there are different definitions. Every word has a different definition. He has the proper. I knew
Yes.
Spanish, I didn't know the proper.
When I was in high school, we learned our Spanish teacher was teaching us a Mexican Spanish, like from the, you know, and there were times where I had to correct her because a lot of times she would say like things wrong, like she would, like say frog is rana, she wouldn't roll her R, so she'd be like
A frog is
rana.
not a rana.
Rana,
No,
What's a frog?
it's not a rana.
rana.
No,
What is it?
sapo.
Where's your phrase
Sapo.
of the day?
Puerto
Pero-
Rican and then Mexican Spanish. Spanish is
Sapo.
different dialect.
Rana is a rabbit.
No.
Yeah.
Conejo is.
Oh yes, conejo is a rana. Rana is something else. Rana is like a rat or something that crawls.
Rana is a frog. Sapo is a toad.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes.
Look at she's teaching you a
Rana. I
phrase.
never heard of the word rana. How do you
never-
say brown in Spanish? Let me see if you get that one.
marron?
Marron.
Or some people say café.
No, cafe is slang.
Yeah,
How, how do you say parking in Spanish?
Parquear.
No.
He made up his own word on this one.
Parking is, parquear is the vernacular. Is the we used to call it Bronx Spanish. Estacionamiento.
That was
It's
parquet.
parking.
Estacionamiento.
I thought it was parquet.
Yes,
Can't we just put
that's
an E on
parking.
everything?
That's the parking.
Different phrases.
The
All
phrases
right.
for Fridays with Freddie.
But I'll never forget when I was in Puerto Rico. There was this kid from New York, and he was a Spanish teacher, and he went through all those vernaculars. Parking. It's not parking. There's no such thing as the word parking.
How do you say parking lot?
Something. What do you call it?
No, parqueadero.
No.
Parqueadero.
No.
Estacionadero.
We have to figure it out. But I know that parking because the guy screamed at me for 20 minutes and I was completely wrong.
What do you got for us, Karen?
We have Frederico Fridays.
Phrases for the morning.
Oh my goodness gracious.
There's 3 of them, so this is the first one.
Phrases for the morning. Okay.
So.
So what do we do next?
Put
You
up
say
a-
phrases
give
the
us a
morning.
phrase
Give
for the
us
morning.
phrases for the morning.
Give us a Federico Friday phrase.
Like buenas, like I know I was speaking.
Buenos dias.
It's like
¿Cómo
buenas,
está?
just this morning.
Buenos dias.
Good morning.
All right, you can take that down.
The second one.
There's another one.
Then put it up.
Phrases for flirting.
Oh, Freddie, you're good.
Fred, you got a phrase for flirting?
You gotta say something like, Oye, ¿cómo está? ¿Cómo está la cosa? Ooh. Can't say that.
What's that mean?
Probably nothing good.
How's it going? But cosa is another thing.
Like panties?
No, deeper than that.
Ooh.
It's funny because somebody was walking out the door the other day and I said, te lo veo. And that whole delivery is not right.
Isn't that the
And
balloons?
she looked twice, she said, what'd you say? I will, I'll see you later in English. No, what did you say in Spanish? And I told her, she says, where the hell did you come up with that? In the Bronx, we used to have all these naughty sayings.
Vernaculars.
And
phrases.
it just sticks to me. Te lo veo. I mean, Karen, you know what te lo veo means, right?
Yes.
To me.
I'll see
It's
it.
like I see your pee-pee. or
Ooh, you
something
said that to
else.
someone?
Or something else. I said it, but I didn't mean it that way. Okay, what's the third one?
Where's that buzzer? How'd
What's
you
the
mean
third
it? All right.
And the next one.
What's the next one?
Phrases for the workplace.
Ándale, ándale, ponte a trabajar.
Hurry up.
Go and go. Come on, work.
Oh, there's more?
No, I'm just saying it doesn't mean like go, work. Like hurry up, work.
The Cubans say that. You know, it's funny. The Cubans have the language is rough, is rougher, and than Puerto Ricans, or they have a different vernacular. It's a little bit harder. And then there are things that they say that in Puerto Rico are curse words.
Different words, different languages. There's conversational Spanish. She's laughing. What's so funny? Oh my gosh. What
You
is she
know
gonna
it's
say?
true.
You know, Cubans have a different dialect Spanish than Colombians.
Wow, check this out.
People always comment how like the Spanish people from the Caribbean speak a whole different. They speak like go. Like it's like so
A
different.
slang.
Like it's even hard for them to understand it. They're just like what do you
Didn't I
say?
ask you about him yesterday?
Bike.
Like Dominicans, they're like we can understand what Dominicans
Well,
are saying.
Dominicans are a different breed altogether.
I'm always argumentative
I
because it
can't-
makes
you
life
can't
so
be
much
my
more
friend.
fun.
Mike Mazzulli says that you're not a rebel, you're argumentative.
Yes. There you go.
Mike Mazzulli to the rescue.
I asked you about him yesterday, didn't I?
Yeah. Mike, you should be on here and teaching us, because Mike has a very extensive
Does he
vocabulary.
speak Spanish?
Who the hell knows what he speaks? Speaks all sorts of languages, sometimes Martian.
Just argumentative. It's just another side, a fresh perspective. Got to keep you honest.
No, you're not
Freddie.
argumentative.
Did you ever get with
Yes.
somebody who was
Yes.
of a different slang than yours?
Yes.
Spanish slang.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happened to me when I got married or when I got with my husband.
He did not speak Spanish.
He's Cuban and I'm
Ugh.
Colombian, and there's certain
Well, why
words.
would you do that?
There's certain words that Cubans use that for us are bad words.
Bad words. Yeah, I know
And
that.
so it was very confusing because we were
You kept cursing at each other, but saying good things about another in another
right.
language.
Yes.
So I was talking to Aaron and Ashley because when they have children, of course, their children will have to learn Spanish, right? So they said Spanish is going to be discussed in the house, which means I said then Grandma has to learn Spanish. So when the little girl learns Spanish, she's going to have to teach it to Grandma. And Aaron looks at her. He says, I think I know Spanish. She says, Aaron, you do not have enough conversational Spanish to teach our children. So it was a whole conversation they
But
had.
some is better than none.
That everyone, the whole family's going to have to learn Spanish
My
when,
kids don't
when their
speak
children
Spanish,
are born.
but they understand it.
But
They just don't
Ashley is
speak it.
pretty much like, yep, they're going to learn it.
They have to learn it. It's funny because Freddie makes fun of words in Spanish.
Yeah, Gio doesn't know it all, right?
Gio understands, he just doesn't speak it.
But he doesn't look Hispanic like you. Freddie looks Hispanic, but doesn't speak it.
They used to call Freddie Beanie from Mexican Jumping Bean in high school. So when I was coaching the football team, I was on the bus. And I used to put the helmets, I used to put the stars in the helmets for great plays. And I'm doing that, and they call him Beanie. And I go, it was a big guy. I says, yo, why are you calling my son Beanie? He says, isn't he Mexican?
That's not nice.
I said, first of all, he's not Mexican. And second of all, if he was, you're going to call him Beanie? Yeah, Beanie Dip for a Mexican.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't-
not cool, by the way. That's like a discrimination
And I
thing.
said to him, I
Yeah.
says, yo, dummy. So I started giving nicknames.
Dummy, always a good comeback.
Well, I didn't tell you what I said.
That because
Protecting the
that's
truth.
ever so flattering.
But
to
I
tell
said,
somebody.
I started giving nicknames.
You know, you
Lurch.
hate that. You hate that stupid word.
Yeah.
I don't like that dummy word
Why?
because I think it's
There's
insulting.
books for dummies.
And I
What do you
had
burn
those.
every book?
My father, because I have no eye-hand coordination. But for one of my classes, I was always in theater classes, I had to learn to juggle or play tennis. Juggling, you're gonna laugh already. So I could not figure out how to juggle tennis balls because I have no eye-hand coordination. So we bought me this book, Juggling for Dummies. Even to this day, if you ask him, it's the one thing he will fall on the floor laughing about because
Where is it?
it's probably in my house somewhere. Like I'd throw up one beanbag, it would go there, and the other one would go over there. I would like never catch it, and I could never get it. So then they put me in fencing classes.
How'd
You
that
name
end
it,
up?
My parents tried everything with me: ballet, tap, juggling,
How
fencing.
the fencing happen?
Fencing was better because you just got to go forward and backwards. It was like Constantly. It was just like, right?
But you have to have form.
Well, I got to, you dated whoever you dated.
No, I can't say that, but okay.
I would always seem to date the coach of something, whether it was the soccer coach or the fencing coach or the
You
Spanish
dated
coach.
the fencing coach? You
I
dated
think, I think the
Is
fencing
this
coach
high school
was
or
the
college?
high school was the soccer coach.
So you were dating the
We were
professors
dating.
in
We were just
college.
hanging out. Honestly, I don't think. Yeah, I don't know how I got. I know how I got through high school, but I
You know,
could
I
not get through high
never,
school
I
again
never
that
brought
way.
up this story. I never brought up this story. Chuck told me about 8 years ago. He says, ask Dawn about the time that you smacked yourself in the face with a tennis racket. Is that a true story?
I don't think so.
You went to hit the ball and you knocked yourself out.
It's a possible story. It's not so far-fetched that it didn't happen, but I wouldn't knock myself out. No, I've learned to work around my eye-hand coordination.
Deny.
My eye-hand coordination. Yeah, but the juggling for dummies thing, I think they banned those books with like Dr. Seuss because dummies was offensive to
No,
people.
they still have them. They sell them
Definitely
on.
shouldn't have banned dummies for books. Like, if it's just juggling, that's nothing to do with like race or anything. That
I
they
think they've
consider.
got Spanish for dummies, language for dummies. They've got all these things.
A lot of dummies. Dummies for dummies. You know what a dummies for dummy is? You can't get
I
it
think
right.
of the crash dummies that they use for all those car accident things.
Well, they're trying to change that because all the crash dummies are male crash dummies, which is why a lot of women like die like for no reason after crashes because it's not like the cars are not meant for women because they never tested with like
The size?
female crash dummies. Yeah, so they're trying to like change that.
No,
so
they
can
got
both-
female and children crash dummies now.
No, but before, like for a long time, it was literally only like adult males. So like a lot of women, like from the beanbag, not the beanbag, the airbag, just
Airbags.
like.
Yeah,
under-
because your breasts, when women have breasts, the airbags can actually kill you, crush their ribs
Chest.
and stuff. So they started putting women and children because of the children crash dummies are softer because they're
'Cause
more
they're-
flexible. So there are different things going on there.
Keep in a car seat. I saw that Rowan and Brecken in their car seats in one of her posts, which
Yeah.
is really smart because they keep kids in car seats now.
I want to be in a car seat.
Buckle up. It's going to be a bumpy
I want to sit in the
ride.
back in the car seat, but they don't make them big enough. Why
No.
is that?
That's
What
called
if
a
you had a
seatbelt.
big kid?
Not that big.
What if you had a 4-year-old that weighed 200 pounds?
I don't think that's even a
But what
thing.
if you did?
It's not possible.
It is possible.
No.
Everything is possible. You see? Deny.
All right, let's take a commercial break. More to come on Federico Friday. It is Cinco de Mayo. Let us know how you are celebrating this day. It's a big weekend coming up. Let's talk about that when we get back from commercial break.
Yes, so I would say hi to Rhonda Price. Say
Hey,
hi
Rhonda.
to Tria White, Mike Bazzuli.
Good morning, everyone. 888-994-4995 studio.
How do you pronounce
B.
OGT?
Love the Brooklyn Cafe? Don't miss out on some of the latest merch we have available. Need a new shirt? The Brooklyn Cafe has you covered.
That's,
We have a
G-Man's
variety of
friend.
shirts in all sizes, ranging from the classic cafe shirt to the highly coveted colorful hot dog shirt. Need something for cold weather? Why not grab one of our cafe hoodies? Or you can snuggle up with one of our soft silk touch fabric blankets. The Brooklyn Cafe has everything you need, from clothing about the show to our signature coffee blends and mugs. Get it while supplies last.
Welcome to AMP2 TV, the first and only internet production company that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet radio, TV production company, discover AMP2 TV. AMP2 TV is a full-service media company that can provide all streaming videos, video studios, radio studios, and television studios. Call us today at 866-224-5422, for no business is too small to grow to be accounted. It's time for your message to be seen. Let AMP2 TV help get you there.
Being a successful woman in business means having the courage to own who you are. We understand the challenges faced by women, and we are here to help. Our team is here to develop the best strategy designed just for you. Your path is unique, and with the right tools, you can accomplish your dream. From radio to TV, from podcasting to magazines, we create the visibility to amplify your impact in business. At New Dawn Media, we are here to help bring your message forward and help your business flourish. It is time for your message to be seen and your voice to be heard. Contact us at 866-224-5422 or brooklyncafe.tv. Your voice can make a difference.
Caught in the crossfire with my lover, and I'm taking cover for the bullet takes me out. I'm manic in love and we're changing colors like a disco ball. We light it up and burn it down. And the truth is, you can't live without me. 'Cause it's not that easy, but the drug won't let you down. 'Cause it's a killer, drop dead, stone cold thriller, psycho love won't give it. We go round and round. 'Cause it's a killer, drop dead, stone cold thriller, psycho love won't give it. It's gonna take us out. Never come down from the high we're feeling, and we're chasing demons through the darkness and the night. Oh, feeling the heat as the flames burn brighter, intentions rising through the smoke and through the lies. And the truth is, you can't live without me. 'Cause it's not that easy, but the drug won't let you down. 'Cause it's a killer, drop dead, stone cold thriller, psycho love won't give it. We go round and round. 'Cause it's a killer, drop dead, stone cold thriller, psycho love won't give it. It's gonna take us out. 'Cause it's a killer, psycho love thriller. We go round and round. 'Cause it's a killer, drop dead, stone cold thriller, psycho love won't give it. It's gonna take us out. Cause it's a killer, drop dead, stone cold thriller, psycho love won't give it. We go round and round. 'Cause it's a killer, drop dead, stone cold thriller, psycho love won't give it. It's gonna take us out.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Kendra. Kendra.
What's happening on Thursday?
Kendra Live is going to be airing her podcast from California. Actually, it's a
Exciting.
video cast. It's not a podcast.
Is it? From
That's what I
California.
heard.
Interesting. Thursday
But-
at 3 o'clock. Check it out.
We just got exciting news. All of our podcasts on Spotify have just been approved by Apple Podcasts. So we have iHeart Podcasts, we have Apple Podcasts, we have Spotify, we have a
We
whole
need to hire
nine.
new podcast people to help upload all these podcasts that we're doing.
Really nice. And yesterday for the first time in my 19-year history, I actually was part of a podcast production with Nights in the.
I get it backwards.
Lights in the
Lights in the Night with Russ Johnson.
And he's all over the place now.
He's
doing
funny.
great.
Russ is funny. He says, I gave your name. I said, to who? He says, to the people. I said,
To what people?
and what did they say? He said, it's good. What's that mean? It's good. And you're shaking your head. It's good.
You're
the thing
agreeing?
with Russ is, we don't know what that means.
Are you agreeing?
But I'll take it. It's
Do you
good.
know what Russ is talking about?
If it's good, that means like it's good. Like he just needs approval. It's a nod.
I got approval from the people.
It's approval.
I
I
think
got
you're going to
approval from
be.
the people.
You're going to be alienated.
He told me.
You're being
I'm
alienated.
being alienated. Not
You
alien.
didn't say it to me.
Oh, think about that word, though.
I know. That's why I came up with it.
That's a good word. You think that's where the word alienated came from?
Alien.
Or alien? Like, what do you think came first, alien or alienated? This is something for Frank Ruffolo.
Frank, is it alien or
Or
alienated?
alienated.
Yeah, they did the same definition.
All right, speaking of Frank, he sent us a picture
Yes,
for
enjoy
today.
your Cinco de Mayo picture from Frank.
Let's see what we got. And there you have it.
Cinco
de Mayo.
de Mayo. What is Cinco de Mayo? What is
The
that?
boat
Cin-
is sinking, and
Sinking
it's called
de Mayo.
and it's called De Mayo.
Of May.
Boy, I would hate to be on that bad boy. That's a big boat.
That's hilarious. But think of the word alienated. So do we think it came from alien? So if you're an alien, you're not part of this world. So it's like being
Alienated.
onto the push to the side.
Well, the first use for alien, it wasn't used for like people out of the sky. It was like for people who didn't come from another country. They were like aliens, quote unquote. They weren't from here. So
Yeah.
alienated means push away. You're not from here. Blah blah. Like
But what did they call ET? Wasn't ET an
Extraterrestrial.
alien?
An
extraterrestrial.
Yeah, but isn't that like another word for alien?
It is, but like before, like from like early on. That was the 90s, like the
Do
80s.
you
I'm
know
saying.
that aliens were not allowed to be used in the 90s, the word alien? There was this big taboo to it. You weren't allowed to say it, so they came up with extraterrestrial. E.T.
looking
was
up
the
the
number one movie
definition.
for the longest years.
Estranged, turn away. It doesn't say anything. Hilarious. It comes from the word alinus.
Which comes from the word alien.
I was like, what came first, the alien or being alienated? It's like the chicken or the egg. It's a
What
whole
came
other
first, the
conversation.
alien egg or the alien chicken?
I don't know, but it's a big weekend. Coronation of King Charles starting tomorrow.
D.D. Marty, how are you? Good morning.
First coronation in 70 years.
Yeah, I gotta tell you something. It's tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
He's actually going to be coronated into becoming king.
Yes.
Because she was the queen.
Yes.
So now he's going to be the real king.
Yes.
You don't find that strange?
That he's the
17
king?
years.
70.
17 years they haven't changed the throne.
70 since his mother died. She was the queen
Oh, I
for
thought it was 17.
70.
What's interesting about that coronation is it's a big show of wealth and power because the royal family gets like hundreds of millions of dollars just from taxpayer dollars. But in England right now, they're having a crisis. People are very, very poor. There's more food banks than there are groceries open because people can't afford food.
Well, they're saying that's a huge problem right
Yeah,
now
like-
because the state of the economy in England right now is really bad. So how much money, because the queen was coronated, she was what, 25 years old. So she was 95 when she passed. She held the monarchy for 70 years. There's been no coronation since until now. And because England is in such a state of economic,
Disaster.
like everybody else right now,
But the
worldwide.
people still pay their pound towards.
But how
'Cause
much
they
money
have
are you
to.
going to pay for this coronation? It's going to be full of pomp and circumstance.
Yeah, and then also they have to change all the money, which is also millions of dollars. So like people are just very upset right
Take
now
the
because they
queen's
can't
picture
afford
off of
rent,
it.
they can't afford food, and like we're spending $100 million, and I don't know because they don't choose to give the money to them. It's forced. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, when you're it's good to be the king.
Is it?
that's
You always
what they
tell
say.
me. Be careful of the head that wears the crown.
That's the queen.
Is it?
The king is good to be the king. The queen, beware of the head that wears a crown.
And the queen consort, everyone's all, what are they going to wear? It's a whole, I'm hoping I get to watch some of it.
Now-
4 a.m. it starts U.S. time. Eastern
Sometime
time.
in May, we have to have our own coronation.
Ah, yes.
Okay, because our own coronation, Lady and Lord, when we bought our properties in the UK, why are you laughing?
It's funny.
If you come into the studio, I'll show you. Do you have the paperwork? Does it have
it's
the
on
date?
picture, yeah.
No,
yeah,
the
probably.
date is not on the
I'll have
picture.
to look.
You gotta look on the paperwork where we bought a piece of property in the UK, and that entitled us to be called
Lord and Lady,
Lord
yes.
and Lady. and they send you the paperwork for your
Your
credit
plot of
cards and
land.
everything. No, your credit cards. You can
We never
actually
did
apply.
that. You can't actually apply.
You can also apply to get it on your passport. Is that crazy? I
Oh,
think
I
we
should
should
have
do
done that when I did my passport.
do that.
I should have done that.
You can send
I'm
it in
still
to
waiting
be redone.
for it. You know how long I've been waiting for my passport? I think I sent it in
2 years ago.
beginning of March. It's May. It's been a
They're
long
backed
time.
up for months. Like people, they're backed up truly.
Everything's backed up. I
months.
went to redo my for the state for Sunbiz. I couldn't get it to take online, so I had to send it in. And it's still. They said they have it. They finally answered me. It took a month for them to answer my email that they finally
Mine
have
went
it.
through with flying colors.
Because they sent me an email telling me how to do it, and that's how we were able to get yours to go through. By the time they sent it to me, I already mailed mine in and sent it in. See, I always try to do the right thing.
So let me get this right. The one that I've been doing for 19 years went through because you did yours before and got in trouble?
Remember, I didn't get in trouble. I couldn't get the credit because when these things self-populate, they said their new credit card security systems doesn't allow it to self-populate. So you have to type it all in. So I knew to do that for yours. We had to, remember it didn't
Oh,
go
you had
through?
the back door. Yes, yes, yes. And then you know what? A lot of people probably don't know about that. They're going to be waiting around and then it gets all messed up
As
because
long
they
as it was
changed the
postmarked
system.
by May 1st.
It's crazy. All the changes in the system. Do you know how many Facebook codes I get a
It's
day?
insane.
This is crazy.
Everything. And tomorrow's also the Kentucky Derby.
I don't care about that.
I love the Kentucky Derby.
Well, you're
It's
going to
the
have a mint
beginning-
tulip and a
A
hat?
mint julep?
Yeah, that.
A tulip?
Whatever.
A mint tulip?
You're going to drink a tulip.
Here's a tulip.
You watch the Kentucky Derby?
Nope.
You know what that is?
I know what it is. It's basically like you go on. Everyone wears really nice outfits. You bet on some horses. You just have fun. You just hang out with your friends and you just watch horses race.
Well, if you're home, do you get dressed up in your mint outfit?
I never knew I even liked the Kentucky Derby until one year I think I stumbled upon it on TV and I was fascinated.
It's a social event. It's a social event. Yeah.
I love watching the horses, though. They are so beautiful. My sister and Leah are going to Tennessee next week for a whole bourbon tasting, but it's also another derby is next week. So they have to bring their fascinators, and it's the Tennessee's version of, it's not the Preakness, because the Preakness is in New York, but
Yeah.
it's in between the three.
When I was a kid, my cousin Culebro, Snake Man, taught me and Juji about the Preakness. So Juji and I, we watched the Preakness. After that, I must have been 9, he was 11, whatever it was, and we were betting on horses.
Triple Crown.
And we used to tell my uncle, okay, here's $1, here's another $1, here's another $1. We never won. Never won. Uncle took the money.
They are beautiful, though.
Yeah, horses.
Who was the owner of the Panthers now? Was he one of the owners that won the Derby?
I don't know. I'm not
I
a
had heard
Panthers
that.
fan.
I don't know if that's true, but apparently they won again. They're doing really, really well.
The Panthers won again. They beat Toronto 4-2.
And there's a big game tomorrow.
Unbelievable.
I heard the Panthers game was
The
unbelievable.
Knicks and the Heat play
tomorrow. There's a big day tomorrow. They got the Heat game, you got the Knicks game, we got the Kentucky Derby, we've got the coronation. It's a big day tomorrow.
You watch the coordination?
I want to watch the coronation. It starts at 4 a.m.
You guys
Eastern
watch that?
Standard Time.
I watch that.
The pomp and, oh my gosh, think about it.
pomp
The
and
jewels.
circumstance?
I think they
Way
had a
too early.
500 million redo of Queen Mary's crown.
So what? That doesn't affect you.
But it's just what it stands for, the monarchy, the jewels, the crowns. Imagine just King Charles and Princess Diana get together, have a baby, and he's going to be the king, and he's next
First
to
of all,
the throne.
if
you know what
Diana,
that's called?
No.
The Lucky Sperm Bank.
Oh, Jesus. You know, if Diana was involved, maybe I would watch. But she's no longer with us.
I know.
So there's really nothing. I can't stand that Prince Charles guy.
King?
Whatever his
Charles?
name is. The guy who wrote the book, and his wife is not even going to be there. She's going to be in California.
Oh, Prince Harry.
Yeah.
I don't know if Harry and Meghan are going to be there. Has anybody
Megan's
heard?
not coming.
Harry's
Harry's going to be
coming.
there.
Harry's going to be
Because
there?
no matter what they do, they're just gonna be like, "Oh, Megan came because of X, Y, and Z, or Megan didn't come."
No,
like,
Megan's not coming.
She's
I know.
in a no-win situation.
I know, but like she's not gonna come because they're just gonna drag her through the mud again. So she's like,
First of all, I don't believe that. I think that Megan doesn't know how to play poker. You're marrying into a family that's been around for hundreds and hundreds of years.
Yeah.
And if they don't like you, they have the right not to like you. So you got to change the environment. Listen, you put a Puerto Rican in there, right? If I was in there and I was marrying one of them chicks in there, man, you watch me turn real royalty.
Meanwhile, there's something with the monarchy and Disney World that they put this clause in that no one else shall take over until the last heir,
descendant
right?
of King Charles. Yeah, they kind of went around DeSantis
What do you mean?
secretly. So you know how DeSantis is trying to take over Disney because he doesn't want the control. So before that even happened, they signed secret clauses with all the members there, saying like the Disney holds control of everything until the last descendant of King Charles is dead, plus 21 years. So
So what
after
does that have to do with the laws in the United States?
Nothing except now everyone signed off on this loophole. Nobody
Yeah.
saw it. The Disney lawyers outsmarted Disney lawyers outsmarted the DeSantis lawyers
But that's not going to
and now he's suing Disney again for like being
Yeah.
like you can't do that, but
You can't do that. He's
because
right.
yeah, Disney's
No.
in charge until the last descendant of King Charles. There will never be a last descendant of King Charles.
plus 21.
But that's not going to
Plus
hold
21.
weight in court.
Why? It's on a piece of paper. It's written just
Like,
like
it
Pastor
was
Bill
there-
said
it was the
yesterday.
Board
It's
of
a
Trustees.
contract, but it's not law. You can't do an external law to internal U.S. The laws in the U.S. are going to be bigger than the ones externally. That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. Apparently,
It's just
holding
smart
up.
business,
smart
but it's
business.
not.
But it's
gonna
going to
hold
a
up.
judge appointed by Obama, so I don't think DeSantis is going to win. That room.
Do you like politics?
I love politics. I just need to be better at like listening to what people are saying and kind of saying it back because I'm so political in the way that like I'm very strong in my opinions and like I really try to learn every single thing that's going on and like kind of see the other point of view, which sometimes I can't. I'm confused a lot of the time, but like I do like politics, which is why I keep up. Like which is why every time you're talking about something, I know what you're talking about. Like,
That's why I asked.
I
you
keep
watch
up.
the news. You read it. What do you do?
So the news on the TV, they just say the same thing over and over again, and then they try to get stuff out. I watch news on TikTok, and it doesn't seem legit. Like everything I learn about, I learn from facts. So just give me like this is what's happening in Iran, this is what's happening in Ukraine, this is what's happening. They tell me about everything that's happening, and then specifically in the United States, like I know about a lot of bills that are going to get passed that already are passed around the states that people don't know about because the news. They don't talk about it. So I know a lot about different
You know, it's
events.
interesting you say that because TikTok, I saw the thing from Magic Johnson, his story, and I looked it up, and it was right.
Yeah.
It was all factual about how he started in business after basketball. But TikTok, sometimes they come up with some interesting facts.
No, like if you want to know, like, so people talk about abortion, but they don't really talk about it in the news. If you want to know about all the things that are happening in abortions, TikTok, there's this lady who does research on a website, and she'll explain to you every single law that's getting passed in every single state about abortion and how it's going to affect people. So I know more about abortion than I ever have watching the news. I know more about what's happening with the presidential elections than I ever have. Like I just
From TikTok.
From TikTok, you get very educated, especially
and
if you.
how short or long are the clips?
They're a minute. It's like a minute, 30 seconds. Like
You
they
get
just.
your information in a minute.
Well, yeah, but
Well,
it
they-
keeps on coming. Like it's like.
You could see more than one.
Like every day, it's a couple of days.
They came out with do you really know who owns Bitcoin and who really created it? This guy came out and he's screaming. He says, if you only knew the truth, and the truth is going to come out and Bitcoin will go down to zero. Now, I don't know who this guy is, but apparently he has all this evidence that next year is going to come out because they want to do away with it. It's just strange the way TikTok
Also, the Bitcoin
works.
people are like mysteriously dying. Like people who like own certain Bitcoins, they just wind up dead. I'm just like, why is this not on the news? Like people are just dying, like who like own these little Bitcoin companies and like it's like this guy was found dead. I was like, does no one see how this is like suspicious? I don't know. There's a lot of things you see.
You know, that happened also with one of the presidents. I don't want to say the name because I don't want nobody coming to the door, but one of the presidents, it's funny, when a president is in power and there's something going against that president, people start disappearing.
Yeah.
Like
Just
Marilyn
saying.
Monroe.
Anyway, I think we got to go there, Marilyn. That's a good point.
The
You are
dress.
so rebellious.
Argumentative.
No, that's Nick Bazzuli's legal. You know, Nick is an attorney.
Is he?
Did you
Smart
know that?
man. I did not know that, but not
He's an attorney. You
surprised.
should come and visit Nick so we can tell the world your story.
All right. Have a great morning, everyone. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Let us know what you're doing. Just stay safe. No drinking and driving, but have a good time. And Chelsea, happy birthday. And Michelle, happy birthday to you, too. We'll see you in a little bit.
We'll see you. Don't be late. Thank you for listening to the Brooklyn Cafe Morning Show. My mug is empty, and you know what that means.
I think it means it's time for a coffee refill.
As we prepare for other shows here at the Amp Media Production Studios.
Tune in for more fun and laughs at 12 o'clock for our afternoon show.
And remember to like, follow, and subscribe on our page.
Have a great morning, everyone. Stay safe and be kind to each other.
And don't be